Hello everyone. I want to start by greeting all of you. Today, I'm going to share with you one significant reason why so many of our lives experience few breakthroughs. I will also guide you through the scientific principles behind this phenomenon. There's an entire research project dedicated to understanding why many people struggle to find success and why their lives often lack breakthroughs. I believe everyone is eager to hear this, right? We all want to know the answer because it's fascinating. It sheds light on why we succeed and why we fail. What's important is that this isn't pseudoscience, it's not just random anecdotes or experiences. It's grounded in statistics and research, and it has a solid foundation. So, what are you waiting for? Let's dive in. Welcome back, everyone. Today's topic, as I mentioned, is about why our lives have so few breakthroughs. Have you ever pondered this question? Well, let me share my thoughts. The reason our lives experience few breakthroughs is that it feels like we are giving up on ourselves. The explanation is quite simple, it's because we don't believe we can succeed. Think about it. For instance, if you haven't reached a level of financial satisfaction yet, I might suggest that you aim to double your salary in 5 years. You might react with disbelief. Or perhaps your life feels a bit mundane right now, just stable but not particularly exciting. If I encourage you to set a goal to be 3 times happier than you are now, you might respond, yes, I want that. But I don't know what to do or how to trust that inner voice that tells me I can achieve this. This leads me to conclude boldly that the reason for this hesitation is that you don't believe your life can have a breakthrough. But here's some good news, you're not alone. If you don't believe that you can change, there's actual science behind this situation. Let's start by discussing the scientific facts, and then we'll explore how to overcome the belief that you can't succeed. I'll provide you with practical applications to help you change and steer your life in a positive direction. First and foremost, many of us struggle to believe that we can succeed. Scientists refer to this situation as the end of history illusion. It sounds a bit ominous, but the principle is quite simple. The end of history illusion is a term coined by psychologist Daniel Gilbert and his colleagues from Harvard. In a study published in the journal Science in 2013, they analyzed data from over 19,000 participants. Remember, 19,000 participants is a significant sample size, and these individuals ranged in age from 18 to 68. Notice how broad that age range is. Now, the researchers divided the participants into 2 groups. The first group, which I'll call the reporting group, consisted of individuals aged 28 to 68. The second group, the predicted group, included participants aged 18 to 58. When we compare the ages of these 2 groups, it's clear that the reporting group is about 10 years older than the predicted group. The way they gathered data from these groups is quite straightforward. The reporting group was asked to reflect on how much they had changed over the past 10 years. They were asked questions like, has your life changed much in the past decade? On the other hand, the predicted group was tasked with forecasting how much they believed they would change in the next 10 years. The results are quite surprising. The predicted group anticipated very little change in their lives over the next decade. Meanwhile, the reporting group, being about 10 years older, looked back at the past 10 years and exclaimed, "Oh my gosh, my life has changed so much." This shows a clear discrepancy. The group that predicted minimal change found themselves reflecting on significant transformations. To illustrate this further, consider a 23-year-old predicting that their life will change very little in the next 10 years compared to a 33-year-old who looks back and realizes how much has actually changed. So, what's the takeaway here? We need to conclude that our lives will change significantly in the next 10 years. You must believe that you can change. Even if you have doubts, change will happen. This is a scientific fact, folks. In the description of this article, I'll provide a list of resources for your convenience. You can buy books, research documents, and explore scientific sites to read more about this topic. I want to emphasize that I'm not attaching any affiliate links to these books. Whether you choose to buy them or not, I won't make a penny. I want to maintain objectivity and sincerity in discussing scientific matters. The issue at hand is that we often overlook our potential for change. Even if we change significantly, we tend to underestimate our future possibilities. We lack faith in our ability to transform our lives. Let's reflect on the 19,000 participants in the study. If we divide that number in half, we find around 9,000 people. Many in the predicted group, who don't appreciate change, are just like you. For example, if you don't feel attractive now, you might doubt that you'll be much prettier in 10 years. Many of you may not believe that. Or if your financial situation feels unstable, can you imagine it changing dramatically in a decade? You might doubt that too. Before we discuss solutions, let's acknowledge that it's normal to feel uncertain about our futures. This brings us to the next part of our discussion: what can we do about it? Hello everyone, and welcome back to today's show. Now, let's get to the most crucial part of this discussion. Regardless of how much we talk about theories and ideas, we eventually need to arrive at some conclusions. So, what do we do? I suggest we break it down into one action item and 2 key points to remember. First, please don't be conservative or closed-minded. Trust me, we've changed a lot. At 2 years old, you may not have known how to read or write, and you might have spoken with a lisp. Fast forward to age 14, and you can read fluently and even do math. Some of you may have even learned about love. 10 years is more than enough time for change. These past 10 years have transformed my life, and I need to acknowledge that. Let's consider this: at 14, you were just starting school, but by 24, you could be working in a profession, earning your own income. That's a significant change. So, why hold on to outdated beliefs? Many people label themselves as introverts and close themselves off from new experiences. But we will change, and we can pursue positive growth. Don't confine yourself with labels. Seek out the good in life. Embrace growth and happiness. Adapt and open yourself up to new possibilities. Science has shown that in the study of 19,000 participants, those who reflected on their past reported substantial changes in their lives. This is a natural law, like the waves of the ocean. We should embrace it to make our lives more comfortable. Don't resist change. Believe in your ability to change. If you're shy today or feel your communication skills need work, that's okay. Trust that you can improve, learn, and cultivate those skills. In 10 years, you'll surprise yourself with how far you've come. Remember, at 14, you couldn't do much. But suddenly, at 24, you become a professional, perhaps even skilled in your field. This is enough reason to believe in change. Don't be stubborn or closed off. Now, let's talk about the second point, which is particularly relevant for those in their 20s. Your 20s are a precious time. Research shows that from high school graduation until around 28 or 29, we experience the most significant changes. This is the time to explore, connect, and experience new things that shape who you are. Unfortunately, many young people seek stability during this time, resisting the natural flow of life. They feel pressure to define their lives too early, making lifelong decisions during a time of dramatic change. This can lead to a lot of stress and confusion. If I could share one piece of advice with those in their 20s, it would be to view this period as one of exploration and discovery, not confinement to a specific career path. Value your experiences, they are not wasted. Let's say you're currently a marketing specialist. If your life revolves solely around marketing, you might miss out on countless opportunities for personal and professional growth. Even if you work in marketing, I encourage you to broaden your horizons. Explore literature, history, economics, sports, and engage in activities that open you up to new experiences. These expansions will influence your behavior, perception, and future plans. Who knows? In the next 10 years, these experiences could lead you to incredible opportunities. Life is often about chance. Many beautiful people today didn't have plans or thoughts about their appearance 10 years ago. Their success is often a coincidence, but it stems from their openness to new experiences. They watch educational programs, and when they're encouraged to try new things, they join in and thrive. Looking back, they might feel embarrassed by their past selves, but it's important to recognize that they've grown and changed for the better. In your 20s, don't define yourself too narrowly. Each age has its own significance and responsibilities. While it's essential to earn a living, remember that your mind should focus on growth and exploration. When you're over 30, you'll look back at your 20s with admiration rather than regret. The third point I want to emphasize is that even those over 20 can still experience significant changes. In fact, individuals in their 60s have reported remarkable transformations in their lives over the past decade. So, being over 30 is not a limitation. Life continues to change, and there are still many opportunities ahead. Embrace positive change, experiment, and stay open to life's possibilities. Let me share a recent story. There's been global news about the retirement of investment legend Warren Buffett. But I'm not focusing on Buffett himself. I want to talk about the person who will take his place. His name is Greg Abin. Although the spelling may differ, I want you to visualize it. Greg Abin is stepping into a new role at a time when many people around him are entering old age. At 63, many individuals around him might feel lost or unmotivated. But here's the lesson. At 63, Greg is taking on new responsibilities and embracing a new chapter in his life. This shows us that there's always room for growth and change, no matter your age. Every stage of life has its own significance and responsibilities. Stay open, and you'll find joy in your journey. I don't see myself as old, nor do I view life as boring or closed off. Life can always be fun. The greatest takeaway from this discussion is to believe in change, especially positive change. In 10 years, countless things can happen in your life. Believe it. If you don't believe in your ability to change, then change will happen regardless. So why not believe in yourself and strive for positive change? Explore more, learn more, meet new people, travel, experience life, and meditate. 10 years will pass, and you won't believe how far you've come. This is my message to all of you. I wish you a happy, interesting, and fulfilling life. Let's not get caught up in the illusion of the end of history. The end of history refers to the belief that the present is all there is, that there's no more growth in the future. Don't believe that. We will continue to evolve and create our futures. And if we recognize that we have the power to shape our paths, the changes ahead will be unimaginable.